At the ZF transmission plant Friday, I ended up leaving after 2 hours and just T-called it at the Fountain Inn yard that we have. So I don't have an empty, and they tell me I gotta have one to pick up this Michelin load. So here I go to Greer, get an empty, go back to Greenville, and then I can head to Louisville. So let's get started. I'm at the spot getting my empty. I've already used over an hour of clock and hadn't even gotten to my pickup yet, but that's just kind of the way it goes. I got 22 miles to get to Michelin, and I can't take the toll road.
Got to find just the kind of losing my mind. Outside in the night, outside in the day. Looking back on the track, gonna do it my way.
Anytime you come to Michelin here in Greenville, you drop your trailer across the street. But you got to do a couple of things first. You have to slide your tandem to the rear, and then you open your door. That way, the people that Michelin doesn't pay can help the people that they do pay work faster, meaning the yard dogs. So they can grab one of these trailers, pull it across the street and back it up to a dock, unhook, and then go do another. But I'm gonna put it in that hole.
Outside in the night, outside in the day. Looking back on the track, gonna do it my way. Look back.
All right, I have now got 36,000 pounds of tires. I've got all kind of computers talking to me. All right, people, we've got another teachable moment here at the trucking journey. So I finally got my load at Michelin, right? And I'm stopping in, I don't know, like Duncan to fill up, and I get a call from dispatch out of Columbia saying they need a favor. And you know, I'm thinking, well, I need to make $1,200. But apparently, there's a truck that's broke down in Dandridge, Tennessee that's taking a load to Nissan in Smyrna. I'm going to Louisville, which is, it's about 400 miles from where I picked it up. Smyrna is not that far. And, well, they asked me if I would do them a favor, and they explained it. And you always want to know the numbers, people. And I said, well, that's not as many miles as the load I've got. And he's like, well, we can probably throw you a couple bucks extra. And I'm like, what, $2? And he's like, nah, 50. If I wouldn't have known my numbers, known that was less miles, that wouldn't have happened. And I would have just kind of got the short end of the stick and had to feel good about being a team player, which I am a team player. But I work hard, I have dedication, and I do a professional job, and I expect to be compensated for it. And all you guys should as well. Guys, let's face it, a part of the American way is freight being moved. Because if you bought it, a truck brought it, no matter what it is. You know, there's OTR, regional, intermodal. Well guys, I think I'm getting ready to try something new. Interstellar. Alabama, that is blurry, has contributed to the space race. It is kind of weird we hadn't been back to the moon since what is it, 1972 or something like that. But we won't get into that discussion right now. But it is raining out here, and I've got my Rebel camera with all of this, and I don't want to mess it up and having to go back to film on the iPhone. So I'm going to continue on my way to Louisiana.
In 700 feet, make a U-turn if possible.
All right, it is time to take a break. And I think I'm gonna like this whole driving at night things. You know, it's like anything else. There's pros and cons. You know, the con is it's a little harder to see, you know, when it's raining. But the pros are you can make really good time because traffic is considerably less, whether you're on highways, interstates, whatever, but you can roll on the interstate. I'll give you an example. This is my miles, which I started Sunday at 6 o'clock, and I'm already 900 miles. And that's not even in 2 full days. I've got, let's say, 4 hours of clock left, which I've got 200 miles to go. So if at least going to be over 1,100 miles for the first 2 shifts, but I wish this would stay cleared. That's much better. But for now, I've got to grab a few things from Walmart, mainly water. Well, good morning. Actually, it's good afternoon from Louisiana. I'm at what we call our Hammond Yard, which I thought this thing closed, but I found out in the town hall meeting it hadn't. And lo and behold, I'm here today. I dropped this early this morning. It was about daybreak. And I got a little nap. I've got some tuna and broccoli cooking in the cooker for lunch. And I'm getting ready to run over to that little trailer there that has bathrooms, and actually one of them has a shower. And I've got a little less than an hour till my clock's reset, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take a shower here. Look at that tuna, people. It's got just a little pink in it. The lunchbox cooker is a fantastic device to have for truck drivers, let me tell you. But that little trailer with the shower room in it was surprisingly clean. And you know, it had the like push button and the water comes out for a little while. I guess it's, I don't know if it's in a water tank or if it's hooked up to city water or what. But anywho, I got a shower out of it. But I got a few comments from my last video about the town hall meeting that I was going to with G&P, and also I got a few questions about my comment about the future of G&P and if I was going to be in it. Well, at least for the short term, absolutely I'm going to be in it. I've had an overall positive experience with G&P. I've got a really good fleet manager named Josh that always is kind and speaks professional to me, and whenever I need something, he for the most part gets on it. I mean, you really can't ask for any more than that. And the planners here, they do a pretty good job. I mean, I can't say every second of the last 6+ months, you know, I haven't had to wait on a load, but it's been very little, guys. Like when I go to Laredo, you know, I have to wait on a load to come back across the border, but heck, you know, that's not them dropping the ball. That's just the way it is. But the town hall meeting was good. There was, I don't know, maybe 20 other drivers and one of the vice presidents, a guy named Steve, real cool guy. He in the operations side of it, of the company. And you know, I learned, you know, a little bit about the behind the scenes with the company that I didn't know, which that was pretty cool. The guaranteed pay, it's history. Nobody besides the people getting the guarantee liked the guarantee. because of the the qualifications for that. So that there was extra paperwork and emails that had to send to put people on the list that didn't make over $1,000 anyway, which I think that list continued to get bigger and bigger. And kind of the whole mentality of the welfare state, hey, if you had a choice of get a check and sit on the couch, or get out and bust your ass in the hot sun and work hard all day and then get maybe a check that's a little bit bigger, well, many people would sit on the couch. And well, our drivers weren't sitting in the couch, but they didn't have an intensity to them because, well, in their eyes, why should I? I'm gonna make the same thing. Well, that type of mentality is why they're not making the same thing now. But I've adjusted, and I may have been guilty of that to a certain degree, but I've adjusted my strategy. This week I started out at around 6 o'clock Sunday afternoon, which means I ran through the night. But my strategy now is I'm really gonna work off my 70 clock and not ride my clock. If I'm I got a comment from some guy, I don't remember his name, that was giving me a hard time about being off duty when I hooked up to a trailer in Laredo. I was like, what are you, a DOT cop? But I'm gonna do a pre-trip because you're supposed to. I'm gonna do a post-trip because you're supposed to. All that stuff in between, I'm not gonna make a comment on, okay guys? But not gonna ride my clock. Definitely not gonna do the way G&P instructed us to do during the guarantee. If you're at a shipper, just tick, 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 tick. Let your clock tick. Because, I mean, you can almost, maybe not exactly, but you can almost get an extra shift in by the end of the week by running your clock properly. And, running at night, it's a lot easier to exceed 500 miles each day than during the day. Because, I don't know, 1-2 days a week, it seems like there's always something that messes it up, whether it's traffic jams in Atlanta or somewhere else, or either a big long wait at a shipper. Night, heck, so far it's been drop and hook, and I'll do that all week long, 100% of the time, if they'll let me. But I want to take a moment and say welcome aboard and welcome to G&P, Heather. Heather and I met in Little Rock, Arkansas back last year, and she's just getting started with G&P Trucking today. So good luck, be safe out there, and get back trucking, Heather. But as far as the new pay plan, I don't know what it is yet. I'm at 42 cents a mile, and in December I get a raise, a 3-cent raise, and at 45, which I guess isn't too horrible for around 3 years experience and just pulling a dry van around, and especially if I can drop hook most of those miles. But we are getting some type of performance-based incentives added to the pay plan, but it's supposed to go in effect July. This tuna is good, and my body is just absorbing it. I was so hungry, which when I got shut down this morning, I didn't eat anything. I just went to bed because I was tired. I actually had to pull over and take like a 20-minute nap during my shift because I started getting sleepy, which it stemmed from Sunday. Me starting at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I woke up Sunday morning. I tried to take a nap during the day, but it didn't happen. But I think I'm good now. I feel very rested. I should be solid the rest of the week. Another load has been delivered, and I was fortunate enough to pick my next one up at the same place, a Lowe's DC in Palmetto, Georgia. Now, I wasn't dispatched on a load after this and was instructed to T-call it at the Atlanta yard, which was only 27 miles away. I look at my clock, I've got 3 hours and 15 minutes left on it. Did some math, and well, according to Rand McNally, way station's closed, I was gonna be 8 minutes short. But I've learned from previous experience that I can always beat Rand McNally's figuring, as long as I don't hit bad traffic. So I called them up and I got the green light to take it to the Greer yard. Now I have to be hammer down during this. I don't want to stop at any
well, places like this way station that's open right now. Most of them are closed at night, but I promise you all of them are not, especially in this upcoming blitz this weekend. But I say this a lot, if you want to make an above average income, you got to do the things average drivers don't do, like know the numbers. It's very simple math. If you do 60 miles an hour, you can travel 1 mile a minute. Well, we're in a 65 mile an hour truck, 51 miles away. Rand McNally says 55 minutes. I've got 55 minutes left of clock, but I'm hammered down 65 miles an hour. I'm going to be able to get ahead of that a little bit because I'm only 51 miles away. This is on I-85. I will be getting off at exit 60. The terminal is about 2.5 miles down on Highway 101. It's just now starting to get daylight, so I should make it without traffic. I'm on Highway 101. And I get, green light. Nice. I've got 8 minutes left of clock. I know that's cutting it close, but I'm only a mile away. Woohoo! There's the terminal. The Greer G&P Terminal. Got 6 minutes left. I can go ahead and start a post trip while I'm sitting at the gate. Post trip.
Woo! Made it with a few minutes to spare. That was pretty awesome. Shutting down Greer with minimal time left on my clock and having another 600-mile day, which in the 3 shifts that I've had so far, I'm just under 1,800 hub miles, which, you know, that's different than paid miles, but they're pretty close. And I'm gonna shoot for it again, which I've actually been on break now for, hell, 14 hours. I've got a load waiting on me at Michelin that's going back up to Louisville, but the thing about it, the next load I can't pick up till 7:30. It's an American Standard, which is, well, it's not my favorite place. So I'm getting ready to get started now so I can deliver to Siva and then roll right on over to American Standard, and well, I'll be shutting down shortly after that, 100 miles or so. But everyone, know the numbers, set goals. It makes a big difference. But until next time, be safe out there and keep on trucking.